This is Mark Hall with Mark Hall Riding and Flying. I'm out here with Steve from Asphalt and Iron for one of the most important rides we do all year long. That's the Combat Wounded Vet Ride. We're out here at Horsepower Ranch in Geneva. We've can't wait. Last year we had a good turnout. We're hoping to have another good turnout. We're going from here to, where are we going from here?
Seminole Harley.
Seminole Harley?
Yep.
If you can, tell us a little bit about what the Combat Vet Ride is and where the money's going, what you guys do with the charity and everything that's going on.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mark. We appreciate Mark Hall. Like you said, I'm Steve with Asphalt and Iron. The Central Florida Wounded Vet Run was created in 2011 in Boston, and it basically draws attention and charitable givings to the local wounded vets. So we identified last year, my Combat Vets Motorcycle Association brought it down here, hosted the event. Andres did a great job putting an event on. There were 1,300 motorcycles. This year we kind of picked the ball up late. Asphalt and Iron agreed to do the run with support of the combat vets, and one is too many, Seminole Harley, and we're doing it again this year. We've identified our honoree, Patrick Wickens, who you guys are absolutely going to love. He'll be here shortly. He actually picked up his Can-Am Spyder from the Road Warrior Foundation in St. Pete last night, stayed for a hockey game.
That's not just any Can-Am Spyder. They custom built this thing for
Correct.
him. They just didn't give him one off the shelf. This was made for him because he needed special things done. So that's
correct.
What
Yeah,
this is about.
yeah. The Road Warrior Foundation, he rode one that's fitted with a front brake because he's a right leg amputee. They fit the front brake with a distribution to the rear brake and the front brake. So ultimately, he picked that up. The Road Warrior Foundation, I've talked to Craig Anders, super guy. He agreed to let him use one today so he can lead the ride, the 2019 Central Florida Wounded Vet Ride. So we're real excited to get him here. He's a nice guy.
Real quick, give them the webpage for the Combat Wounded Vets.
The Central Florida Wounded Vets, the Central Florida Wounded Vet Run this year is, the donation page is www.oneistooManyUS.org. And we thank One Is Too Many, John Stalzer, Jen Sutton. We've gotten the honoree, Patrick, to commit to, we want to buy him a used Can-Am Spyder. He rode one from Canada to Key West, and he really loved it, and we want to introduce this wounded veteran into the biker community. He loves it. He's already a member of Asphalt and Iron. We talked about patching him over in the Combat Vets Motorcycle Association. So we want to add another biker to our great family.
All right. Steve, again, thanks a lot for giving me your time, man.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks for everything you guys do. That's
Thank you guys.
oneistooMany.org, right?
www.oneistooManyUS.org to make donations to the Central Florida Wounded Vet Run.
All right, and we'll have that on the bottom of the screen. You guys should be seeing it now. Don't forget, check it out. We're going to hopefully maybe we'll get to talk to Patrick when he gets here.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Thanks a lot. Thanks Cycle Fever TV,
Thank
man.
you, Cycle Fever. We're going to try to get Patrick out there Thursday night.
got Patrick Wickens here.
We kind of rewind. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your service, and your injury, and then we can kind of go into the Central Florida, the Wounded Vet Run. That just
absolutely. See, I signed up in the Army. I was 18 years old, 2001, right before September 11th, August 2001. And so 9/11 happened.
Wow.
And they were pretty much like, listen, you guys are all, you're going somewhere. We don't know where, you're going. And then I was stationed in Germany in 2002. And then March of 03, when Iraq started, we mobilized and we went in with Third ID. And, behind Third ID, kind of. And then we stayed a year, and my unit was extended for another 3 or 4 months. And so they did, 16, 17 months, and I got hurt after 14 months, 13, 14. In May, I got hit with a rocket in an ambush, and I should have lost both legs, but I didn't, so I'm here. So
incredible. And that's one thing that those of us who have not served
have no idea.
We really cannot grasp the severity of what you guys have gone through, what you've been through. Look, you were 18 years old when you signed up. I guarantee you, everybody who's watching this knows exactly where you were on September 11th, 2001. So you had just enlisted a month prior to, and then of course, 18 years old, being deployed overseas, knowing what you're going to be about to get into in war. I'll tell you what, I mean, I'm sure you don't like to hear this, but that's heroism. That's an American hero.
I was 18 years old. There was no stopping me at 18 years old, so.
Well,
I didn't know what I was doing.
Not everybody does it, so that's
young and dumb.
So when 9/11 first occurred, and here you are, were you in boot camp at the time?
9/11 happened. I was going to the Rappel Tower in boot camp, basic training, whatever you want to call it. And that's
you guys caught wind of it, and it was like
the drill sergeants came in and told us, so like anybody who lives in D.C.'s got family there, works in the Pentagon and the Twin Towers, y'all need to go and call your families. And I'm from Montana, so. Nobody's going to terror attack Montana.
Well, the Combat Wounded Veterans, last year was the first inaugural one here in the state of Florida. I think it started out in Massachusetts, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, absolutely. Boston.
And then this year was the second year asphalt. Last year, the Combat Vets Association pretty much took the lead. This year, Steve Schumann with the Asphalt and Iron took the lead. And then they got a hold of you, and how'd that work? Did you know them, or
no? So what happened was Steve got a hold of. They were having a hard time trying to find a local vet to kind of help out, and Steve was like, "No, we're gonna do something for you." Yeah. So Steve was dead set on it, and he still is. So I mean, and that's what it was. I went to the committee meeting on a Monday, I believe, and I got to meet a handful of everybody, and we just clicked, and then we rode Sunday and hung out at Seminole Harley, and it was just, and every time we hang out, it just gets even better. And I think about just future, doing rides. And now Stevie wants me to be on the committee of the Central Florida Wounded Vet Run for next year and years to come, and eventually have it be run by the recipients. It's like he said, and nobody could have said it better. He's, nobody would appreciate it like somebody who's been on the receiving end of that, and to know how it feels, and then to know how to, facilitate that for somebody else.